we're back.
Ow, my leg.
Hello.
And we're back with more Echo. So let's go ahead and get this going. TJ and Carl both jump shortly after I do. I look back and forth as they stare wide-eyed back at me. It takes me a second to realize I'm still at Southwest Adventures at the stage, watching shows.
Jesus fuck, dude, you alright?
Since Sam is not here, who wants to be backup TJ?
Ooh, I can be backup TJ, though I'm finishing dinner. But I love TJ.
Okay, well, you gotta choose dinner or TJ.
I got dinner coming up too.
Well, I am not voicing because I'm currently consuming dinner.
I don't know where the peppercorn went.
DJ has chosen.
Ooh, my pepper grinder. My grandpa made it. It looks like a lighthouse.
Nice.
I'll go be TJ. I love TJ. I'll go be TJ. Unless someone just said they'd be TJ, then I can
No
totally
one
give it.
said it.
Sure, I'll go be TJ. I think he's really sweet. What did Carl just say that I'm reacting to? Didn't he just, like, swear?
Jesus fuck, dude, you alright?
Yeah, okay. Carl!
I lean forward and rub my face in my paws, trying to stop shaking. I'm fine. Just a really bad dream. Wait, no, I don't want to quit!
Are you sure?
Didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, that was, Carl's response.
I tried to advance. You sure you wanna...
Come on, wake up, wake up, wake up.
I feel a small paw on my back as TJ rubs it.
What about?
I'm not really sure. Just in a really dark place. And some things were in there.
Huh. That does sound pretty creepy. What kind of things?
I think for a moment. The weird crawling thing, the screaming thing. I pull my head up, looking towards the stage, which is empty right now. It doesn't matter. It was just a dream. Hey, what happened to the show? Carl chuckles next to me, leaning back again.
You missed him, dude. We've seen like 3 shows.
Yeah. They even had that segment with otters doing water tricks. We thought about waking you up for it, but you were in a really deep sleep.
That's too bad. I always loved seeing my people laughed at for the swimming clowns that we are. How long's it been? Carl checks his phone, which he already has out.
Been about 3 hours. Could probably get some lunch now.
I mean, that checks out. 3 shows would be roughly 3 hours. Damn, I've been out for a while. I'm surprised I hadn't at least woken up a few times, considering the uncomfortable position I'd been in.
I guess you feel better then?
Yeah. Been feeling better for the past 2 hours. Now I'm hungry.
It's already 2 p.m., and I've composed myself for the most part, so I take out my phone to text Leo. We're kinda hungry. We should meet back up. He gets back to me pretty quick.
Terry? Mostly done with rides anywhere.
Actually, it's Rids, thank you very much.
Rids.
With some really shitty typing. Meet at food cart.
We meet Flynn at a table in the food cart, where he's already brought some pizza. Carl immediately sits down and pries open the box, taking out a few slices. Seb?
Oh. Of course. You guys have fun?
It was alright. Watched a few shows about our state's species history. Chase took a nap.
Flynn eyes TJ, who doesn't say anything as he sits to take his own slice of pizza. A bit more daintily than Carl had. Really? I went through all this trouble to set up this controller and it refuses to work?
It's realized you went through the trouble, and it's like, nah, screw you, man. I don't like when you go through trouble for me.
It's trying to force you to get a new controller and knows it.
This is a fucking Xbox One controller. It shouldn't be this bad.
Well, it's time for that Series X. It's Series SX, whatever. That's all you need.
Excuse me, my controller is an old wired Xbox 360 controller that still works.
This voice acting channel brought to you by PlayStation. Notice how the Series Xbox X controller worked.
This controller.
Hashtag sponsored.
Not actually, but it's not actually brought to you by PlayStation.
It's not brought to you by anyone. We're brought to you by bankruptcy. Bankruptcy. Consider it today.
Unless it's student loan debt, then screw you.
What's in your wallet?
Nothing. Alright, well, my controller refuses to work, so fuck it, we're gonna move on. You piece of shit!
I'm sorry, we should not be enjoying your pain this much, but we are.
I fucking hit enter and that's when the controller turns on?
Oh my god.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
I thought it was a game for a second. Like, you fucking piece of shit.
Chase can be obnoxious, but I don't think he'd shout that out. Flynn, on the other hand.
Feeling better, Tej?
Yeah, I'm fine.
TG nibbles on a slice of cheese pizza.
Yeah, well, the pizza here is a hell of a lot scarier than any of the rides. You're braver than I am.
Where's Leo and Jenna? Flynn rolls his eyes and nods towards a row of carnival games to the right of the court.
Hiding. They've been playing those games for fucking half an hour already.
I'm not surprised. I grab my own slice of pizza and a napkin and make my way over there. Keeping with the theme of the Old West, the carnival section of the park is decked out with fake saloons and brothels. I spot them pretty quick. Leo's holding a pink unicorn and Jenna's carrying a green dragon. They seem pretty good spirits, though Leo's grin is a little tight. Looks like a pretty successful haul, you guys.
Hey, Chase.
Jenna's grinning and looking a little smug as well. You guys finished? We're eating now. Leo shifts the giant unicorn around.
Yeah, we're pretty much done, I think.
Damn, Leo. You must have won something pretty hard to get that.
Yeah, that was me.
I look over at the green dragon Jen is holding. But what about that?
Yeah, I won this too.
Oh, well, I'm sure you've won a couple.
Actually.
Yeah, I've beaten him at every game.
Yeah, well, you're visiting. I want your memories of this vacation to be good.
DG, just so you know, you probably could just back up from the mic a little bit.
Booming voice. Yeah, well, we're visiting. I want your memories of this vacation to be good. Obviously, it's getting to your head, though.
Oh, please. Chase, you just should have seen his face. Sour grapes the whole time.
Oh, really? I would usually stay out of stuff like this. Leo always got a little carried away when it came to competition, especially when I was around. But it was kind of funny seeing him act like this.
Let's just eat.
Wait, there's a high striker. Why don't we show Chase who's stronger, huh?
Leo contemplates that for a second, but seems pretty confident about this one. He's literally almost twice the size of Jenna.
I don't know if this is very fair to you, Jenna. I mean...
He lets that sit, and honestly, I have to agree. Jenna, though, gets a little fox gleam in her eyes that I knew meant thought she knew something we didn't.
Afraid I'm gonna woo your ex?
Wow, Jenna's going all out. My muzzle flushes under the fur, but that only seems to decide things for Leo. A confident smile replaces the sheepish one from before.
Oh yeah?
He flexes his shoulders and sticks out the stuffed unicorn to me. I stuff the last of the crust into my mouth and reach out to take it. Jenna does the same, and now I'm hugging two massive stuffed animals to my sides, tripling my girth.
Alright, let's do this.
Rosie, you want to be the carny?
Carney?
Yeah, there's the carny here.
Yeah.
Step right up, test your strength, $3, 3 tries, ring the bell, and win a prize.
I'd like to try.
Ah, we have a taker. Big, strong wolf like you would have no problem at all. $3, please.
Leo hands over the money, and the carny hands him a mallet. Leo points it at me with a grin.
This one's for you, Chula.
My heart skips a beat. He hasn't called me that in a while. But I decide to play along. Don't disappoint me, Leo. I really want that stuffed griffin. I point to the griffin on the carny's long shelf of toys.
Sure thing.
Leo spreads his legs and squares his shoulders before raising the hammer and bringing it down hard on the rubber-looking pad. It's a pretty hard hit, but the chaser only raises up to the 40 mark.
Ooh, almost, Sir Wolf. Try again.
Leo's brow furrows, and now I'm not so sure this was a good idea. He raises them out again and grunts as he brings it down even harder, causing the contraption to shake a little. This time, the chaser shoots up to the 70 mark.
Even better. This time, put the back into it.
I can hear Leo growling a little as he raises the mallet a final time and brings it down with a snarl as all the muscles in his arms standing out. I'm pretty sure I feel the ground shake this time with the impact causing more than a few heads to turn. This time the chaser only goes up to the 60 mark. Leo gapes at the game.
Just
So close. $3 more will get you there. More tries. Oh, sorry. So close.
You're all good.
$3 more will get you 3 more tries. Would you like to try again?
Nope. My turn.
Jenna already has her money ready and hands it to the carny.
Oh, a little battle between the sexes, eh? Well, step right up, my fair maiden. How will you fare against the big bad wolf?
Leo reluctantly hands the mallet to Jenna.
Alright. Beat 70.
Jenna points the mallet at me, winking.
Don't worry, Chase. I'll get that griffin for you.
Leo snorts loudly, folding his arms and looking pretty annoyed.
Good luck. I was hitting that thing as...
Before he can finish, Jenna raises the mallet into the air and puts it into a graceful swing. It's as if she were chopping wood as she brings it down hard onto the rubber pad. It lands precisely and cleanly, in sharp contrast with Leo's sloppy hits. I stare. Leo stares. The carny stares. Jenna simply raises her paws in the air.
Yay!
A few onlookers around us laugh and cheer.
I'm sorry. Oh my! The fair fox has won. Come over and pick your prize.
He glances at Leo.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Sorry about that.
The
Sorry
feline
about that.
The feline shoots a sympathetic but also amused smile Leo's way before turning to the onlookers.
You say that? A female fox half your size of his male wolf would have rung the bell. Could you be next?
Leo looks mortified, but quickly changes his expression to a sheepish grin. He doesn't want me to look at. He doesn't seem to want to look at me.
Good job, Jenna.
Jenna bounds back to us, carrying the big stuffed griffin.
Give those ones to Leo, so I can give you this.
I hand the stuffed toys to Leo, who grumbles a bit as he takes them.
Damn thing's rigged.
Jenna hands me the griffin. Thanks, Jenna. That was really... She leans over and pecks me on the cheek. I see Leo's eyes widen as she does it, his ears standing straight up.
Aw, it was nothing.
Leo stands there for a few more seconds, working his jaw.
Awesome.
He turns away and leaves, his arm still wrapped around the giant stuffed toys. Jenna starts laughing. Jenna?
Oh, hush. He'll get over it. He's just so damn fun to tease.
I have to agree, but not when I'm being used to do the teasing. He's still really sensitive about the whole thing.
You guys talked it over, didn't you? Anyway, aren't you gay?
And
I take a deep breath. So this is where, okay, so in the game, canonically, Chase is bi, but you can lie to Jenna saying that you're gay, and if you do that, then you don't get to romance Jenna, but if you say that, if you tell her the truth that you're bi, you can romance Jenna. So I'd like a vote from the group. Are we going to try and romance Jenna on this final round or not?
yes, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Bye.
The coward's option.
Wait, what's the coward's option, Rosie?
To be bi.
As I've been told that the coward's option is being straight.
Sure.
Oh,
No,
word.
no. Asexuality is objectively the best sexuality, but
Hell
being
yeah.
bi
No,
or
get
pan
that.
makes you better than most people because you have more options. Obviously. Pan giving you the
All
most
the
options.
options.
Obvious.
I'm heavily
You gotta
bi.
weigh your options out, right? Like it's,
Excellent, excellent. As a bi-romantic asexual, I am feeling very appreciated right now.
Very, no, you mean very powerful.
Very powerful and appreciated. Not really. I mean, yeah, obviously I like Leo, but I've liked girls too.
Oh, interesting.
I sigh and rub my eyes with a paw, still a little tired.
Hey, don't tell Leo that I work at the state fair every year.
Wasn't planning on it. The rest of the day is pretty relaxing. We ride a few of the more mellow rides. Leo seems to cheer up when I volunteered to sit next to him on the Ferris wheel. TJ even built up his courage to the point where he rode the swinging ship. Flynn and Carl rode the slingshot ride together, and with the video feed from the ground, I think it's the first time I've ever seen Flynn scared. Carl did end up barfing after that one. By about 6 p.m., everyone's tired enough that we agree to head back. I'm still exhausted, so I sleep for the half hour it takes to get back to the motel. When we do get back, I notice how good the sun looks right now. With a sigh, I remind myself that I'm here to actually get a project done, not just play around. So as everyone sits in the motel, I let them know I'm about to shoot some B-roll, gathering up my equipment and heading out into the heat. Dragging it outside, I set it up, sweating even under the evening light. Even this late in the day, the heat was pissing me off. For some reason, it's a lot cooler in Pueblo. My mind drifts back to the many days of summer under the blazing sun, the temperature rarely dipping below 100. I'm amazed poor TJ never had a heat stroke. When I put my eye to the viewfinder, I'm a bit disappointed at how broken down the town looks even with the amazing backdrop. What a dump.
I'll say.
It's then that I hear footsteps and talking behind me. I pause my recording and turn around.
how's the filming?
It's alright. Kinda ran out of sun, but it's okay. Echo looks like crap no matter what kind of light you shoot it in.
Do you need us to keep quiet?
Nah, I'm just shooting B-roll. was about to come back in.
Oh, hold on a second.
I nominate Hannah as backup Leo.
Let's stay out here a minute. Carl and Flynn are, getting a bit loud.
Amazing.
No, DJ had to go take care of stuff in the kitchen.
I understand.
Luckily, my noodles aren't burnt. Besides, I want to talk to you two.
He wraps an arm around Jenna and reaches out the other one to pull me in so that we're both flanking him. I feel my shoulder press into the warm bulk of his side and chest. He'd always been taller than me. My eyes barely came up to his chin. But now it seemed like he was almost twice as wide. He definitely put on more muscle since I last saw him. While he was always pretty muscular, he had been more on the lean side. Now his chest and biceps pulled his shirt tight. It felt nice, though like something very sturdy wrapped in velvet. I suppose it was a mixture of adding on both muscle and fat. I'm at least happy to see he's gotten over his little defeat to Jenna.
Look at us. The OG crew.
Which is kind of funny, because if we had female Sam, we would actually have the original first 5 people I recorded with here.
Yeah.
We're just missing her right now.
Sam, you messed it up.
We'll next week.
Leo's strong voice vibrates from his body into mine. The effect is tranquilizing, and I feel myself relax.
Together again.
The only thing I miss about this town. Leo is referring to the fact that he, Jenna, and I were the original 3 in our group of 6 to become friends. Later we would add TJ, then Carl, and finally Flynn and Sydney. Leo had really been the one to unite us all.
Sweet.
I remember when you first got here, everyone was afraid of you.
I'd be afraid of him on his route, too. I mean... this is such a sweet moment, I shouldn't kill it. I remember when I first got here and found a bunch of gringos who wouldn't even talk to each other.
We all went to the same schools in Peyton and had our very different friends there. When Leo moved in, he thought it was strange that the kids in Echo didn't hang out together. As I entered middle school and high school, I cycled through a ton of different friends, but the ones in Echo always stayed the same.
Remember when we'd always have sleepovers at Chase's place?
Of course. I'd kick your ass at Claws of Furry all the time.
Oh, it's just Fury.
Oh, Claws
Okay, I'm
of
like,
Furry.
what?
Claws of Furry.
Closet? Okay.
Yeah, the extra R. I remember. I used to think you guys were only friends with me for my video games. I mean, sometimes I worry about... No, okay.
Oh no.
What?
Many times I'd fallen asleep to the flickering of the old CRT television set, watching the outlines of Jenna and Leo twist side to side as they played. I would wake up hours later, only to find them still playing. It was weird. Jenna and Leo get along really well, but there is a bit of a competitive streak between the two. Actually, it's one of the few things that gets Leo genuinely angry. I think he even broke one of my controllers once.
How long has it been since we first met?
Well, when did you move in?
I think it was in 2000?
So take 2015 and subtract 2000. What does that leave you with, Leo? Leo looks sideways at me and smirks. There's a flash of a white canine as it appears from under his lip for a moment.
You think yourself a real hotshot now that you're in college, eh? You do your fancy math.
It's not that hard, Leo.
I smirk back, though I know my canines aren't as impressive. Also, I can count to 12.
I enjoy the layers of that choke, Alan. Thank you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, you'll always be those little brats to me.
I feel Leo's wagging tail swab me in the butt. I'm not really sure how I feel about that.
Speaking of which, are you two getting along over there?
Jenna looks at me around Leo's broad chest.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, we haven't had many chances to hang out.
Eh? Why not?
Well, it's college. It's also a pretty large university. I don't even think we've ever seen each other in passing.
Yeah, things are different. But Jenna, we should do something together soon, before you graduate.
Definitely.
Leo still looks a little disappointed that me and Jenna aren't keeping up at the university, but I don't know why. She had her friends, I had mine, and we did talk sometimes. Jenna nudges into Leo, causing us all to sway.
And speaking of that, when are you going back to Mesa?
Mesa is the community college in Peyton. Leo went there for a few semesters before taking a break. And by break, I mean he quit.
We'll see. I'll have to talk to my parents. It's just starting to get real busy.
Why don't they hire more people? You know, you would have graduated by now. You would have had your master's by now.
Leo sighs.
It's about committing to the family business, not the help he needs.
Jenna rolls her eyes, blowing out some air and ruffling the tuft of fur on her head.
Wolves and their families. You should try thinking and speaking for yourself sometime. If I hadn't done that, I'd still be stuck in that crank house.
Jenna flicks her head vaguely in the direction of where she used to live. Jenna is the only one, aside from Carl, who has any family still living in Echo. Huh. I guess Chase just doesn't know about Flynn's aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question. Oh,
Yes?
sorry, real quick. Where does this game take place? Is it
So-
take place in the Southwest America?
Yes, this
or
is
like...
the Southwest. So they never say the actual state, but it's essentially a mixture of Utah and Arizona. It's Arizona for its
Okay.
actual like climate and everything, but it's Utah for like the fact that they have like Mormons, and it's actually even based on a real life town named Echo in Utah.
Okay. That's interesting. Anyway, sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. You're
live in that
completely
town?
new to the story, which is really fascinating to have somebody with a new perspective coming in for the final route.
Yep.
Yeah.
It must be really interesting to the people who live in the real town Echo, like random people taking pictures of their sign, and they're like, wait, why?
Especially when like those people pull out like little otter plushies and things like that, and they're like, "What the fuck are they doing? Why do they have a goatee on that plushie?"
They don't know. They don't know.
They don't know the horrors.
Somebody has
better
to
that
explain
way.
it to them by this
Literally.
point. I wonder if she's going to visit them, even though I'm pretty sure I already know the answer to that. I see Leo tighten his arm around her shoulder, but she goes on without missing a beat.
And you can start with our otter here.
I look up, caught unawares. Huh, what?
Jenna!
Well, it's more soft. By the way, DJ, you're going real brash on it. You should go softer. Because it's also clipping your mic.
Huh. I'm not going, like, necessarily, like, I'm just putting the voice in it. Here, hold on a second. Jenna!
That works. It's weird. Your mic is definitely more sensitive to you than it is to Hannah.
Weird.
Because, like, Hannah's voice doesn't like, get it to, like, kind
I'm
of
just
clip a
gonna,
little
I'm
bit.
just gonna chill out back here. Jenna!
I'm serious.
Jenna puts her paw up in Leo's face, cutting him off.
I am not going to spend this entire week with you asking me when or how you should do it. Let's rip off the Band-Aid now, Chase.
Jenna.
I think this is more like a firm one.
Jenna.
There's a warning tone in Leo's voice as he pins back his ears and drops his arms from her shoulders. I already know what's happening. It's been a long time coming. I take a step back and fold my arms, looking to the side.
Chase, Leo has some things to say to you. And yes, it's about that. Now, I'm going to head back in and make sure Carl didn't light up in the bathroom.
Jenna.
His tone changes to exasperation as Jenna turns on her heels and leaves. Judging by the curl in her tail, I can tell that she's pretty satisfied with what she's just done. I return my attention to the road. I couldn't really bring myself to look at him right now. We both stand there for a minute, 3 feet apart. I hear Leo scuff the ground with his foot, then sniff as dust rises from the ground. I hear him draw in a breath a few times, as if he's going to say something, but ends up blowing it out with a sigh. We were never good at this. Probably why I ended up failing like it did. Leo.
I'm sorry, Chase.
For what?
Not talking to you about this when I should have. Talking to Jen about it when I should have been talking to you.
He reaches out and sets a paw on my shoulder, the silver anchor on his wrist glinting just a bit in the fading light. He's smiling at me, but I grip my teeth. Why are you still wearing that? His eyes flick from the bracelet, then back to my face, expression turning defensive.
Why aren't you wearing yours? Do you remember what we said?
I sigh, looking at the scattering of clouds behind Leo's head. They're tinged soft pink from this fading sun. The sunset is almost the same color as Leo's fur. Leo, we were teenagers.
That's not an answer.
He cuts me off, and I look back at him.
I told you. They weren't love bracelets. They weren't just about our relationship. They were about everything. Our friends, families, memories.
Echo. I raise my voice above his, cutting him off this time. They were about Echo, Leo. We stand there for a while, and Leo's looking closely at me, expectantly, his ears tipped forward. His eyes pierced me like amber shards. It was always hard to look him in the eye during our arguments. What? Do I have to say it? Alright, fine. I fucking hate this place. Everything about it. It's the most miserable goddamn place I've ever been.
How many places have you been?
Enough to know that it's miserable. Most everyone here's old, obese, on welfare. Half of them are probably on meth. Leo pulls in a deep breath and blows it over my head. I can smell the bell peppers on his breath.
No one likes it here, Chase.
I mean, it was an anchor. I'm half laughing. Just looking at it made me feel like I was still tied to this town. I didn't need it reminding me of all the awful stuff. I know it's supposed to symbolize our being each other's rocks or whatever, but it stands for a lot more than that.
But a lot of good things happened here, too. No one should forget where they came from.
Sometimes I wish I could. At this point, Leo's deflated a bit, going into a slouch, his ears lowered.
Wait. You said... was. You don't... You didn't get rid...
No, I still have it. It's just in a drawer in my dorm room. Honestly, if it was anything else, like one of those infinity bracelets we saw, I wouldn't have trouble wearing it.
Well, fuck. Why didn't you say anything when we were buying them?
I didn't know it was going to be a problem. Leo takes in a deep breath again before blowing it out, puffing out his cheeks this time.
Puchica. Otter.
He puts a paw to his eyes and holds it there for a few seconds. It's a pose I'm pretty familiar with. Even though I haven't seen it in a few years, I'm hit with a wave of memories, mostly of me frustrating or embarrassing Leo somehow. We decided on anchors mostly because they look pretty. Leo had referenced some wolf metaphor about roots and how we're always drawn back to them. And also some bullshit about how otters were great sailors, but really, it was just the aesthetic. For some reason, over the years, I've begun to associate the anchor with being stuck in Echo. It was when I started connecting the anchor to Sydney that I'd taken it off. It was too much.
Anyway.
Leo brings me back to the present, and I focus back on him.
What I was trying to say was that I'm still not okay with how you left.
Leo, I said I was sorry, and I still am.
Or how you stopped talking to me for a while.
Okay, I was a kid. I thought I had a good tactic. Like Jenna said, rip off the band-aid, you know? We did start talking again.
It was more like you punching me in the gut than kicking me in the balls. The problem was that you didn't even give me a chance to say anything, or at least tell me why before you broke it off.
I stay silent for a while, then finally look up, setting my jaw. Like I said, I was young and dumb. I didn't know how to handle it. I can keep apologizing, or we can move on and make the most of this. We only have 1 week, and I want to have fun. Leo looks to the side, paws on hips, as if contemplating, then looks back at me with a smile.
Alright. Fine. But don't think you're off the hook. Still want to talk to you soon.
Soon. Just not right now. I stand there awkwardly for a few moments. Then, because it feels appropriate, I step in to give him a hug. He takes it willingly, and he's warm and strong. For a moment, I wonder why the hell I dumped this guy. Just then, someone lays on the horn as they drive past us, pulling me out of my reverie.
Squeak.
Yeah, that's getting bleeped and blacked out. I lean back so I can watch the car speed down the empty road. Leo keeps holding me though, and he just chuckles.
Echo hasn't changed much, has it?
No, it hasn't. As we're saying our goodbyes, I remind Leo about the shots I need at the lake. He says he'll talk to the other two about it after they leave. We all say our goodbyes before Leo, Carl, and Flynn take off. TJ takes his usual hour getting ready for bed, while Jenna does some schoolwork. By the time I finish brushing my teeth, I'm grateful to see both of them in bed. I get under the covers next to TJ and lay there for about an hour, staring at the ceiling. Slowly, I slide out from under the covers, careful not to wake TJ. Quietly, I slip my jeans on and grab my jacket before heading out the door. Toby builds a small sandcastle next to the lake. in the process of digging a moat around it. Jenna drops a few twigs next to it before running off to find more decorations. Flynn is talking to Sydney, pointing at Toby's sandcastle. Sydney looks hesitant but excited. He seems to make up his mind, suddenly running forward and kicking the top of the tallest castle. It breaks easily with most of it flying into Toby's face. Toby flinches back, shocked before immediately crying as he rubs his eyes. Jenna comes running from across the beach, yelling before shoving at Sydney, who's laughing. She turns to Toby, trying to help him clean his face, but the lynx pushes her away before running towards the trail back to Echo. And there we go. We're almost done with the prologue again. We're about to get to the choice on Monday, so say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.